Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's iLeague America. You wouldn't believe it if you looked at the clock, but sure enough, it's America Gaming. It's happening ripe and early in the morning when you're thinking about waking up and trying to make it to your local McDonald's and try to get a sweet breakfast. We got America Dota for you to enjoy that sweet egg and bacon cheese McMuffin.
Cloud9.
And we got Cloud9 versus Union Gaming for our second series now. A best of three here. Cloud9 going to be the heavy favorites coming into this one. Yes, I remind you again, this is the America division, and Cloud9 is playing in this game. It's a crazy world we live in. I'm not going at it alone and crazy. I'm being joined by F4L remotely. F4L, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing this morning?
Getting a bit crazy, as you can probably tell. It's a bit of a
late,
crazy
early.
schedule. Look at, oh, wow. A brood ban. I had not seen any. You'd forget that Phoenix and Brood were in captain's mode because no team, any draft up to this point today has acknowledged either hero, pick, or ban. And this is the first time I'm seeing a Brood get banned out. Crazy.
You know, I was actually really hoping that Cloud9 would actually pick one of these heroes.
They're an innovative team, so they would be one of those top candidates to dip their hand into the little piggy bank. It's just so crazy because the last time the big patch rolled around, or what was considered a pretty big patch, we were casting that game mid-series, and they immediately went for the Legion Commander. So I was just like, oh, they're going to go right for it. Nope. No one cares.
Although it took like a week for people to figure out that Terrorblade was hysterically broken in that patch.
Yeah. But we still see some of those heroes picked up pretty frequently. I mean, we're seeing a Legion Commander first banned here on the side of Union Gaming. Don't know what they're thinking about that. It's not really a respect ban towards Cloud9 unless I don't think Bone 7's been playing it a lot.
Cloud9 have been playing a lot. No, they have been playing a lot of Legion Commander.
They have. I've been missing a lot of European Dota. Doing real American Dota. I haven't seen a lot of Cloud9 games.
I try to watch as much of the Tier 1 teams as possible.
Wow, you're just such a great caster, dude.
Stay up on, well, I mean, I just do it for like,
for fun. You love it.
Yeah, that's the most
you and Dota
enjoyable games.
Yes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you could have it your way, I bet. Dota. Nah, I'm the same way, man. I love watching a lot of games, but sometimes you got to freaking sleep. And I've been missing a lot of the recent play. I know they were really getting behind your Necrophos and really building into that. And kind of stepped aside with their classic, the El Clasico Drow Visage. And we're not even seeing the Visage being grabbed here, as it also hasn't been banned. So Cloud9 kind of just going down a different street as they get a hold of a Vengeful Spirit Elder Titan. Seems pretty standard so far. We'll have to see where it goes from here, though.
Yeah, they've actually been running this Vengeful Spirit Elder Titan combo pretty frequently recently from what I've seen. You know, Elder Titan, getting extraordinarily popular, especially in the European scene because of what No-Tail's been able to do on the hero. And one of Pilot Eye's best heroes in that Vengeful Spirit, it provides a lot of defensive capabilities, and it's just perfect for the way he likes to play. He's a very selfless support player, so anytime he's able to save one of his allies with the swap, he's going to go ahead and do that.
Just such a valiant player. I mean, he is notoriously known for the tactical feed and just the creating space, and there's no hero to better die with than a Vengeful Spirit. You got that aura, and you look pretty damn good doing it. So, props to Pilot Die, and is that
and also
we'll see how many times he feeds this one. Sorry, go ahead.
Every time he dies, he gives that negative aura to the other team.
That's what I was saying. Like, the aura is great, but looking good was right there as a close second. But, Faceless Void going to be the third grab here. Eternal Envy has been playing a fair amount of Faceless Void carry, but Bone 7 also has been picking it up.
They really like it with this Elder Titan so that they can get the Chrono into Earth Splitter because it's very easy to land an Earth Splitter on top of the Chronosphere.
Why don't we just get like the whole pack and just get like a Witch Doctor up in here for like Owie? And then you just got
they already have two supports.
10 seconds remaining.
Well,
I expect to see something like a Bat Rider. Yeah, it's I mean, it could be a Core Elder Titan, but I think it's unlikely.
Okay, we'll see.
Reserve time.
Earthshaker grabbed up here. Union Gaming. They got the great initiator, and also combo breaker. I like to say he's great at breaking up any sort of potential aggression coming out, especially in the early part of the game.
Yeah.
So I love the hero a lot. Once he gets a blink dagger, then you got some serious, the slam jams happening.
Earthshaker definitely makes you second guess your dives, etc.
You worry that if you potentially overdive, just even by the slightest hair, if there's an Earthshaker there lingering near a tree, he drops that frickin' thing. Next thing you know, you're just pincered into a death trap. Love it. And also, he could just engage from so far away to lead things off and allow follow-up to happen. With someone like a Razor, following through with a good static link, it just adds that extra bit of time. But we'll see. We'll see how aggressive they want to roam this early.
Definitely a good hero to pair up with that Razor in the most likely the mid lane. You're able to get off a Fisher block on pretty much any mid heroes. There was a pause.
Yeah, I heard that too. I wasn't sure if I really heard that or if maybe it's just so early I'm going crazy. Still.
There was a pause because the timer wasn't actually going down.
Something is weird because remember last series at the start I heard like a waterfall. Like it's just Dota.
Well, you
is
can
my
pause
games
as an
right now,
observer.
man.
You can pause during the pick screen in the console.
I heard you could. I mean that's just weird. Someone's getting frisky with the console, I guess, but maybe
for a bit of extra time.
Maybe one of them DC'd as the captain. I didn't even look at the chat yet.
Whoa!
Yeah, reconnects and rezooms all over the place, and then coming out from Maui. I don't know what the hell's going on. And well, there's a Witch Doctor. It's not on Cloud9's side, but hey, Union Gaming got it, and that Death Ward also works very well against a Faceless Void and his Chrono, and then immediately following up doesn't take too long for Cloud9 and EE to be able to say we need a Death Prophet here, and they get it. I actually haven't seen a Death Prophet in quite a while.
5 seconds remaining.
So they're gonna have the Death Prophet and Faceless Void combination, and I mean it's gonna be combined with the Elder Titan Natural Order. So if they're able to get a nice exorcism off in these team fights with the Natural Order, it's gonna do tons of physical damage to this Union Gaming lineup.
I like it. It's good. It's a big team fight. It's building a lot around ultimates, though. It's the one thing. If you shoot out a huge cannon, it's gonna take a long time to rearm it. You gotta get 2 men together, pick up the cannonball, shove it in there. You get the broom thing and gunpowder. It takes a long time, but.
Cloud9 ran almost the exact same lineup the other day, except they had a Tide instead of a Jakiro. So very familiar with all of these heroes.
Yes.
Also seen Bone 7 playing a lot of Jakiro in the offlane as well. So
yes.
A very ultimate based lineup, but they're gonna have that power pushing potential with the liquid fire as well as the exorcism. I like this lineup from Cloud9. It's very balanced.
Yeah, I mean, to me it seems pretty vanilla. Not even really any chocolate chips or anything in it. It's just a bit too vanilla for me, but it's got huge potential. Heavy siege, great team fight. You got the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, this is just like a Boy Scouts perfect toolbox right here for Cloud9. Union Gaming, it's pretty stagnant as well, but the TA, the TA is nice. She's got huge snowball factor. She's spicy. I like it. And we'll see how good she could do in this kind of potential mid lane setup against Fata and his Death Prophet.
I actually don't like TA at all.
Why?
Especially not against Jakiro. Jakiro is actually one of the best heroes against TA.
Gets torn
up. 3 of his spells remove refraction charges.
It's beautiful.
And Liquid Fire is going to remove, make his attacks slow. THC just so good against this Templar Assassin.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty though. Well, we'll have to see if it's going to work out to their favor. We are going to start off with a bit of a pause here. We did wait a little bit for Union Gaming to scootle themselves into the lobby. Little delays here, and, well, it's kind of hard to not avoid a pause at this point. But here we go. They're back online, ready to go, and here we go. It's I-League, baby. Semi-finals. The winner of this matchup, this best-of-3 series, is going to move on to the finals, and they will be playing... Who the hell just won? Sna. My God, FRL. Sna are in the finals right now. Winner will move on to face them, and that winner will go on to the LAN in China and get one step closer towards a $300,000 prize pool, mind you. Huge money on the line for this one, and I'll lead off your introductions for your Union Gaming squad. At the Radiant side, it's going to be Benjaz playing your core Razor here, and just nearby we got Nightmare. I believe this guy's a stand-in. Never heard this name before with Union Gaming, but he is playing your support Witch Doctor. Just behind we got Daiko. He's going to be playing your Earthshaker. Very plain-looking Earthshaker at that. Nothing fancy on him. This is Citadel, I believe. Changing his name. Is that Citadel? Jezayed?
I would assume so, but I can't be certain.
All right. Well, Templar Assassin there in the mid lane, and that will finish out with Angel playing your safe lane solo Tidehunter.
And then on the Dire, under the Cloud9 banner, heavy favorites coming into this one. In the top lane, we're going to have EE playing the Faceless Void, Highlight Ice playing the support Vengeful Spirit. In the mid lane, we're going to have Fata playing the Death Prophet, Bone 7 on the offlane Jakiro, leaving Aoi on the support Elder Titan.
The battle begins.
Aoi, guy who loves getting up huge amounts of farm on his supports. Very intelligent player. Scouting out this illusion room. We'll pick it up. I've been learning a lot from this man and his replay reviews. I owe it to him and his extra bit of Dota knowledge bombs. And I'm curious to see how he will put this Elder Titan to work right here. Just heavy amplification across his whole team when they get to those big team fights, and can get quite scary for Union Gaming. If Angel can get a good start here in the Soul safe lane roundup match between himself and Jakiro, I don't think this is going to be a good lane for Angel. I think Angel's going to have a real hard time in this lane. He's already getting heavily harassed right now. He goes right to the side shop and is like, oh boy, I don't think this was the matchup I was intending to go for here.
He could actually be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's just going to constantly get zoned right now from Aoi. Go to sleep, my friend. Angel gets locked there. Stapler to the face. And Aoi's just pretty much soloing him. Now the Anchor Smash will come off and it will nerf him a bit, but Jakiro's going to find plenty of farm now. This is going to be a hard time for your Tidehunter.
Wait, how did Tide afford those items? Oh, okay, never mind. He started with... Okay. Ignore me.
No
He started with regen and then he just bought boots really fast.
Yeah, that's why he was flirting over there and almost got caught out. Got the case of the brown shoes. And for your top lane here on Union Gaming, Benjaz is also finding some good farm. They're going with this pretty aggressive off lane, trying to force EE in an uncomfortable spot where he can't really get any sort of CS. He comes forward and stuff like this happens. Benjaz just throws out the leash and says, get away. These are our creeps now.
If we go ahead and look in the mid lane, Fata is doing quite well in this early CS war with Citadel on the Templar Assassin, sitting at 8-3 to the 4-1 of T8. Pretty much to be expected, I would say. Death Prophet. Highlight Eye does get fissured, but he's going to be able to tangle out.
He tangles himself out from what looked like a pretty nice trap, but as they continue to go for the sentry, oh, nice deny right there, Pylai Die. Takes that bit of gold away, but Nightmare walks away and into perfect grab right there for EE to get that first blood. Benjaz now with a nice, huge amount of damage soaked. What can he do with it, though? Tries to run back for Pylai Die, who is already walking back, so they are going to be coming up short on trying to get any sort of return kill, rather. C9 who draws first blood.
And they draw first blood against this aggressive tri-lane coming out from UG with only a dual lane. Pilot Eye with the level 1 Wave of Terror, it does 30 damage but 3 armor reduction, and that was key into being able to pick up that kill onto Witch Doctor. This look like Aoi is going to suicide himself to some neutral creeps just so that he can get back. I think he's going to go back top.
And now he's charging himself back towards that top lane. Though he had 200 kills, or 200 gold rather. Now he doesn't. Yeah. Interesting. Didn't catch what really happened.
Flying Courier, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, back on bottom, you see your Tidehunter who is continuing to get zoned back now from just Bone 7 alone. Has to walk all the way back to get some health. This is a lot of time. Might as well be dead. That's how long it's going to take him to walk all the way back to base, heal up, and then make his way back to lane. Plus, he might have to invest in 100 gold for the TP. He loses a lot in just this walk back to base, let me tell you.
He should have considered suiciding. I think it depends how soon this... Yeah, he should have suicided because he's going to end up losing experience now.
Yeah, so much lost in that kind of walk, and it just goes to show that Cloud9's laning setup worked out fantastic, especially in that bottom lane. This Tidehunter is going to be crippled severely, while Bone 7 just gets so much out of it. You know, Angel does spend for that TP, comes back and right into a dual breath. He's going to be forced to continue to use the regen right now, and the farm is just not really there, and he's just broke. He's broke as a joke.
A really difficult matchup for this Tidehunter, although they are going to rotate their supports down to this bottom lane, realizing that they probably can't get too much.
King it out. Daiko gets caught with that dual breath as he approaches the lane. Now can Bone 7 make it away as he's got a 3-on-1 situation in front of him, and he will get blocked a bit. Does go off to the left-hand side, but one more right click should do it, and it's going to be from Daiko right there. they do pull off a successful gate. Mode 7 feels a little confident in that lane, but unfortunately did not anticipate the movement from Union Gaming.
Look how hard it is for them to kill him. He nearly survives from that engagement.
Yeah. He's already
barely dying to that last right click.
They call him the Flying Ogre. So we'll see. Flying Ogre McGee, dude. He's got a stun, he's got a slow, he's tanky early support, he's got 2 heads. It's pretty much it's the walking Jakiro, if you're talking about Ogre.
Picked pretty early in the drafting stage. They're actually just the same hero.
Yep. They're the same hero. One flies and there's a dragon, the other one walks, and there's an ogre. I don't know what the hell I'm going with this. Angel is getting caught out again. This is just an exhibition of being outlaned and trying
why
to
does
make
Bone
this work.
7 have Liquid Fire on autocast?
Well, that's pretty.
You shouldn't. Yeah, but you should never do this because the range on autocast is actually.
The truth is all
they actually get a kill
you,
mid on Fata.
but it
Yeah, they take
hides
down
from
Fata.
the
Got the very,
unworthy.
very tail end of that one, but with the assistance coming through from your fissure, and another kill that I happened to swiftly miss right there is Benjaz taking down Pylai Dai. Now trying to get away from this one. He is not going to allow it. Fissure is going to lock him in that corner, but they can't really fall through with anything. And well, 4-2 now, your new score. Union Gaming actually out in front of Cloud9 right now, but as far as the early laning goes, Cloud9 definitely have the upper hand in 2 of the 3 lanes.
Very interesting. Somehow Eternal Envy actually ends up with Fata's bottle, and Fata has Eternal Envy's bottle, so bit of musical bottles going on.
I don't know,
here.
dude. Make sure you gotta get checked before you're sharing bottles like that. Mono is a serious thing, dude. I don't like that.
It looks like Yuji are actually going to rotate the Razor into this bottom lane. I like this choice. You know, he was having a really tough time in that top lane.
Oh, they're going on Fata. Owie. Oh, he gets it with the sleep
Oh, he
right on the
barely
cusp.
gets to sleep.
Fata lives,
Oh, that
bottles
was
up.
so close.
Eternal Envy's juices never tasted so good, he says as he sips down that bottle and regens up. They're all good. Anyways, as you were, they made the rotation down to the bottom, it sounds, and Angel's going to be now farming up in the jungle, but he is getting stalked here from Pylai Dai. Wave, dual breath. Uh-oh. Watermelon getting grilled on up. Magic
Right,
missile to
he's
the
in
back
trouble.
inside, and you are not happy if you were a Tidehunter in this game right now, that's for sure.
And then what I was talking about with the Liquid Fire, you don't want to put it on auto cast because the casting range is actually longer than your auto attack range.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually cast it from further than your auto range.
Yeah, I just never used auto attack. I figured that was just silly to have as a feature with someone like Liquid Breath, but we'll see here as he might put it out right now. That fraction gonna get burnt down immediately. Bone 7 tries to come in from behind. It's now your Tidehunter moving on in. This Tidehunter still not level 6. No Ravage for him as he walks back and away, and now Cloud9 are a little low on mana for the most of these supports, so they'll pull out a Clarity and just kind of step on back. But about to be rune time. Angel wants to guard it out, throws out the gush, and here comes your TA. Huge strike on the Pylai Dai, but they get the immediate return, taking down Tide. Now with Ghost to poppin'. Fata thinking he might go for a fight, but he will not go for a fight. So he's
probably
just going to try to clear out
only.
the lane.
Yeah, that's probably the only rune where Fata can't actually man-fight him.
Yeah.
That nice double damage rune for himself.
Huge right click, even on Fata with those ghosts out and at the ready.
UG having a pretty good start to this game, a little surprising to me. Although with their heroes, it is very important for them to have a start like this. We talked about the mid-game prowess of the C9 lineup. They're going to have that Chronosphere, the Exorcism, you know, just a natural order, removing some armor and magic resistance. So very important that they're having a solid start to this game.
Yes, couldn't agree more. Eternal Envy trying to finish out. Looks like his Mask of Madness after his power treads are now complete. And relatively having good farm time here in the top lane. Not looking to commit anywhere outside of it. Still has another 35 seconds before the chrono is back up and at the ready, and then he could look to make a possible engagement. But for now, farm seems to be what's on the agenda for him. We'll see if Union Gaming, though, want to look to get a little bit more proactive. Citadel's TA is just about done putting together those drums. Maybe can get a little more mobile. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Looks like Aoi is struggling with levels a little bit on this Elder Titan. he is going to probably start taking this off lane position so he can get some levels for himself.
Not even a level yet into natural order, just very ripe and young at this point.
Only level 3 at 10 minutes, so not doing too well.
Must be pretty.
At the same time, Angel is definitely struggling on this side hunter. Yeah. Sitting at level 5, only has a boots bottle and 500 gold, so not going to be close to a reasonably timed blink dagger.
10-minute runes of bounty. He does get it. Goes right back. Oh, convenient bash, ice path, chronosphere, and that's going to secure a nice kill, taking down the Templar assassin. Eternal Envy walks away with a nice grab plus a bounty rune. Just a nice little 2-for-1 right there.
And an Invis rune is picked up on the Tidehunter, so once he gets this level 6, he might look to make a play with the Ravage. Hasn't shown anywhere, so...
Yeah.
Actually, he showed mid, I suppose, because it is daytime.
Kind of a dream scenario at this point for Angel. If he can get off an ideal setup with that Invis and Ravage. Certainly would allow him to get back into the mix, but we'll see where he decides to go with it. What's your top priority at this point? Is it going for your Faceless Void here?
I think that's a hard kill. Because you have to burst him down before he's able to time walk.
Looks like it's going to be mid lane, though.
I think this is the easier kill.
Yep. Fata is here. Pulls back because of the creep. A lot of people missing on the map, though, on the side of Union Gaming. C9, are they curious? He's dancing back and forth. Pulls out the Ravage, does kinetic just outside the vision of the tower, and, well, they do get what they went in for. They commit a couple of ultimates, but still a job well done, I guess, for Union Gaming as they put ahead now 6-5. Death Prophet falls.
Perfectly fine to be using these ultimates pretty liberally in the early game. Perfectly fine. And, you know, Aoi in the offlane gonna get up some experience. Eternal Envy farming away in this safe lane. Has his Master Madness and 900 gold on top, so doing very well for himself, sitting at 3 kills in this early game.
We'll see now. Templar, after drums now being complete, continues to bring together some pretty good farm. Now at 700 gold, doing little bits of damage towards that tier 1 tower. Fata makes his return back to the lane. Trying to start to throw together the early makings of what looks like the Yules. The Sobi mask right there. 12-minute rune has already been taken actually in the bottom. So that one's already gone. And top. Wow, they went those quick. Didn't even notice. Alright, well.
And they're actually just going to go for a Roshan attempt. That level 3 wave of Terry build that we've seen quite a few times recently. You know, just not even opting to skill this magic missile. Valuing that negative armor.
Yeah, well, I mean, it certainly works. This Roche is going down pretty quick. It's quite impressive. Cloud9, man, getting it done quick. Before even Union Gaming can get there, they already smoke up and move as a unit, but at that point, the job's already done. The Tidehunter, the thing about a fight, they don't have a Ravage, so I don't think this is a fight Union Gaming even want to go for, even if they feel comfortable about it. Aoi is going to pop them out, and now Angel moves on in, but he gets all of them! Oh, beautiful setup, and the sleep to follow from Aoi. Catches them all, Crypt Swarm right through them, but that's unfortunately all they got now. Bone 7 is here. Man, had the Macropyre been there during the team fight, and had he had it, it would have been great, but Death Ward now pushes Cloud9 all the way back, an Echo jump forward, not going to put anyone down, but dishes out a little bit of extra damage. Union Gaming can't return back any sort of kill. Man, fantastic setup from Cloud9. It does only get them 1, however.
A little unfortunate that they didn't have either the Exorcism or the Jakiro to lay in that AoE damage. He doesn't even have a single point of Macropyre, so...
Yeah, I was like...
As I was like, unconventional skill build coming up from Bone 7.
It's just like... I was like, oh man, I wish they had that Macropyre. I click on, like, he doesn't even have Macropyre. Okay, cool. Very different. Very odd setup here from Bone 7. Maybe very confident on his Jakiro, but certainly it just seems like...
Jakiro players... Most Jakiro players opt for that point in Macropyre.
It just feels like Cloud9 already anticipated a game where they're not going to be doing a lot early. I mean, Pylai not leveling up the missile too much. You know, Bone 7 not getting his ultimate yet. Well, there's Yules, and there's an Ice Path,
and there goes the refraction charges.
Yep, and Templar Assassin, even with the refraction, it's not going to help a whole lot against this kind of a team, and they clean out a kill pretty quickly.
They just get instantly burned by the Jakiro. He just uses the Liquid Fire Dual Breath. 2 seconds, and all refraction charges are completely gone. And they're going to just transition this into a nice mid push with the Liquid Fire. Pretty easy push, and he still doesn't have a point in Macro Fire. I'm actually... I don't know about this.
Interesting. Really valuing that dual breath. Here we go. Chrono catches both on each side. Goes for 1. Comes over. Goes for 2. Gets both. Eternal Envy, man. Another beautiful Chrono setup.
Envy having a really good game on this wood. As he typically does whenever I see him on
He's feeling it right now. He jumps back. He wants to go for 3. Tries to get a hold of Angel right now. Angel running back is like, I cannot be forced to use a Ravage at this point. Now Benjez does show up. This Ravage could work here, however, and he does get it out on all 3, but the Exorcism is already out in full force. The damage is going to be coming right back, and Eternal Envy also will be coming back. The Aegis is now going to be popped. They've already cleaned out the 2 of them, however. Don't even need you. Cloud9 dominating right now, putting on a show. Big team fights. My goodness.
We look at the recap. They get a nice golden experience boost. They don't get too much out of that team fight, just a couple of kills for the Aegis. They are going to be able to collect that nice haste rune onto Eternal Envy's wood.
Nice.
Looks like during all of that, Eternal Envy was farming up the off lane, doing owie things. Pretty close to that Yule Scepter for himself, so.
Dire's top tower is
Yule's
under
gaming
attack.
for Cloud9. Pretty much the dream kind of setup and good initiation.
Are fortified.
Couldn't really ask for
Radiant's
anything else.
Tower is under attack.
Templar does TP to the bottom lane and gets that nice deny. Owie had pushed the way forward, but it did a little bit too much damage and wasn't comfortable being able to commit to finish it off, and unfortunately we'll lose out on that gold, but still very comfortable at this point, taking a pretty early look right now as we approach the 17-minute mark at the net worth graph. It's definitely Cloud9's favor, pushing towards
almost
8K.
10,000.
Yeah, and XP also about the same. Well in ahead right now, building a huge snowball similar to what we saw in the previous series. As long as they don't overthrow it, ball's in their court. They just got to kind of dunk it in.
And the Maelstrom now completed onto Eternal Envy. He's just massive at this point. And a Blink Dagger for Jakiro. Still does not have a point in Macro Fire, but...
Blink, Yules, Ice Path, Dual Breath, Time Walk, Chrono, Bash, done. It's play-by-play, FRL. And that's a quick takedown of Earthshaker if I ever saw one myself.
I'm not actually sure that Chrono was necessary, but I think Eternal Envy actually wasn't paying attention.
Just feeling it.
I don't think he was paying attention, because he actually didn't go until after the Ice Path stopped. He was probably buying an item or something.
Well, it doesn't matter. They get the support. They expend the Chrono for it. So we'll see if Union Gaming can take advantage of this window of time where they don't have to really worry about it. But doesn't look like there's any sort of movement in that direction for now. Looks like Yasha is going to be thrown together here for your TA. Citadel already has the Blade of Alacrity and now picks up the Bounty Rune. And these magical fruits and like these sounds that these runes put off. I feel like I'm in Disneyland, dude. Like, what is this?
I don't know about these sounds for the runes.
Like, what is this? Odd. Peter Pan or something? It's like, I don't know, man. It's something that I'm just like.
You thought I was crazy when I was telling you about the runes.
I definitely could not hear that on the speaker earlier when we were casting, and I was in the upstairs studio because
you were like,
don't know what you're talking about. But when you have like earphones on, like you hear it. It's like intrusive almost how loud it is.
It's almost like Wisp. Every time I hear it, I think Wisp is in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
In the first game that it happened in, Wisp was in the game, so I thought it was just Wisp noises. And then it just happened when the runes were being spawned, and I was like, what is going on? Am I losing it?
I'm like, oh, someone got a regen. Cool. Oh, unbelievable.
Middle tower is under attack.
I don't know. That's going to take a while to get used to, that's for sure. Anyways, you see smoked up and ready to go. Union Gaming now feel the urge. But I'm feeling a Chrono bottom lane. Angel, you're dead. it's the walk away, like the walk away from explosions kind of a deal with the air split right there. But uh-oh, Eternal Envy now. Stunned out Fissure. They do take him down. Your Faceless Void falls, and well, they're going to pick up a little bit of a sweet bounty right there as Union Gaming. The Ghosts are also going to be pulled out, and they don't really have an engagement they want to go for. Meanwhile, Pylai Die, that split push, Vengeful Spirit looking so good right now. Just getting your own bit of side farm, but Lord Almighty, Union Gaming, they trade 1 for 1, but they take down the precious Faceless Void. Not too shabby of a little bit of a income boost.
So a nice kill onto that Void. They do trade 1 for 1, but obviously the kill on the Void definitely worth more than the Tidehunter. But at the same time, they had to commit 5 heroes.
Sorry, one nice cast right there from Nightmare does certainly help. Because it looked like they were going to make a go on TA, but she does get help.
They did have to commit 5 heroes to that kill, so at the same time they were split pushing with Jakiro and Vengeful Spirit in the top lane.
We'll see here, your Tidehunter, Ravage up, ready. Arcane Boots, 1,300 gold. It's 20 minutes in, still trying to get a hold of that Blink Dagger. It was a very, very hard start. Hard start. So.
Oh, he still doesn't have a blink. It's 20 minutes in.
He's in poverty right now. It's not looking good. Might want to consider selling that shark on top of your head or something, buddy. You need a Blink Dagger. Scat! And here we go. Pushing on forward. Fata, not much mana to work with, but still persistent on adding pressure. Puts them away, and Cloud9 just feeling good. They're just going to keep farming up, controlling majority of the map. I mean, we're talking about a line like that. So they're taking all the farm away from all fronts, and then when they feel the need, they can maybe wait out for Roche or just go right for a big push.
Yeah, I think they might wait for one more Roche and maybe this BKB onto Eternal Envy, and I think at that point it's going to be extremely difficult for UG to take these team fights. I mean, we talked about, you know, UG had a pretty decent start, but I think they needed to have a much better start than that. They needed to dominate the laning phase in order to play against the C9 draft.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we'll see here as pings are flying at each other as they tussle about and coordinate where their next move is going to be. Cloud9 continue to split on all fronts here. You got Fata and Aoi pushing in on the bottom lines here. Starting to get towards this tier 2 where Benjaz is holding his own. But top lane here, Swift Blink back coming out from Bone 7. Repositioning, Pylai Die right in the middle, will TP out and away. Eternal Envy had also made his escape. Union Gaming were trying to sweep through and catch anyone hiding, but unfortunately they do get spotted out. They do deward that high ground vision that Cloud9 were taking advantage of, though. So Union Gaming trying to just take back what little they have.
Yeah, it looks like C9, after seeing a slight commitment from UG in the top lane, they're just going to run straight into the Roche pit, not even using the exorcism. Just gonna bash it down with this Faceless Void and the right clicks from Death Prophet, as well as the minus armor from this Vengeful Spirit.
Yep. Don't even need to waste much to get it. Pretty standard. Good play coming out in patience from Cloud9, just getting objectives done all over the place. Have a nice agenda as far as how the game is already plotted out and really what they want to get done. And this is just kind of the next step in their game plan. They have the extra life to work with. Eternal Envy probably looking to finish out his BKB, and then at that point, time to push, boys. As we see, Bone 7's kind of already laying out an early foundation of a push here in the top lane. Macro Pyre to quickly burn down the creeps, and the Liquid Fire to slowly bring down that tower. Only these tiers 2 stand on the side of Union Gaming.
Bone 7 actually getting quite farmed on this Jakiro as well. Already up to a Yule Scepter, Blink Dagger, and a Force Staff. So there's a lot of utility on Hero. They finished the BKB on the Death Prophet. Probably going to wait for the BKB on Eternal Envy, and then that's going to be go time. Probably see an uphill push coming out from Cloud9.
And we'll see here. Cloud9 begin to move forward. They are taking this line and trying to bring it right towards Union Gaming. And force them into a defensive situation and just kind of try to slowly take down each tower. But really just not overcommitting on anything. You're not seeing them come together. Not a smoke to be popped right now. It's very calm play. And I feel like Union Gaming need to feel more urgent. So they move forward this mid lane. They do take down Pylai Die. It's a nice grab for them, but I think they need more. They need to keep this up. They need to be able to keep going full throttle and, I don't know, not allow their structures to be slowly taken away and Cloud9 to do what they want.
And a lot of people might say that's just Pilot Eye feeding, but it's really not, because they have to commit 3 heroes to kill him, so right when they go on him, you know, Bone 7 immediately blinks towards this bottom tower and they just start pushing away at this bottom tower. So they get a tier 2 tower for a support, and that's a trade that you would make any day.
Yep. The Valiant Pilot die once again, putting himself down in an effort to put together very good. Oh, blink forward. Self-Yules for now. Can he blink? Nope. Fissure is going to be right there. Echo even to take down that dragon. They do get it. Killing spree now for Citadrol's TA. They walk back with that one. Misplay, a unique one in this game for Cloud9. Getting caught out right there. And a good blink forward as Tidehunter finally gets a hold of that precious blink, puts it to good use right there.
I mean, I suppose they can still just wait for the level 16 on the Death Prophet as well. That's their next sort of power spike. So if they want to wait for that, they can certainly do so.
But they're smoked up now. We'll
actually goes for a Yasha on this Elder Titan.
Okay, it's Yasha. Cool.
A very fast Elder Titan.
Alright, so he can get home and back before you even know it. Continues to push out this bottom lane as he waltzes himself all back. The smoke really is not doing a whole lot. Smoke up near the secret shop and yet to really see an opportunity here, but now they do. Eternal Envy in this mid lane. Tide immediately blinks back as they do scout out. They have their own ward here. Where's theirs? Oh, they have one on the high ground up here. They do see EE right there. So
gonna get a double damage.
Yep. You get to DD. They hand over that bit of information. Cloud9 now know they have a ward in the area if they want to go for a D ward. But now with a rune like that, they really want to fight.
They would like to get this tier 2 mid without popping the exorcism, just so that they can go high ground, I think.
They have an Aegis. They want to use it. They are waiting now. This is the moment we've been waiting for Cloud9.
Radiant's middle tower
the Aegis actually doesn't have much time left on it.
No, it does not. I think they'll be persistent to fight even if it does go down. But they are just starting to really go right at the tower, forcing Union Gaming to make a move. You better stop me or I'm going to just take this tower. Well, Union Gaming are like, maybe that Aegis will expire. Maybe they'll keep pushing and then we'll go down and we'll find an opportunity. So
I expect them to continue to push this.
They're just going to keep going to objectives, forcing Union Gaming to try to do something.
Probably pop the... Alright, there we go. Exorcism gets popped.
Now you got to do something or you're going to lose base. Eternal Envy's still waiting, and I got my thing right on his inventory. I want to see if this Aegis does go down.
It's so difficult to be in this position because the Void is so farmed at this point, and if you don't do anything to Death Prophet, your tower's slowly going to die, but if you go on Death Prophet, then you're just going to get chrono by Void and die.
And their positioning, though, they are very much spread. I have to go into like full Skycam mode just to get a glimpse of most of the heroes on the map. Everyone is so spread out, and even though they put up...
completely content with that.
I mean, they don't put any sort of defense. C9 pretty much do what they want within a, certain bounds of not overstepping. So they're happy with that, of course. They get the tier 2 and they get some good damage in on that tier 3. And Union Gaming are happy because they didn't commit to a situation where they could feed, but they do possibly get a hold of Pilot Die. They do get him. The Fissure is going to follow through, almost late, but they grab down the support. It's just one support, however, on the way out. EE, though, has been waiting nearby, jumps forward, and catches 2. First goes on to the TA, who already has Refraction Pop, now turns his sight to Daiko. That ward going to be dropped, however. E goes down, he has no Aegis. It had already been expired. So, not worth it right there, unfortunately, for Eternal Envy. Now, Bone 7, who tried to come in to aid, is now caught behind. Self-Yules for now is able to blink up and away. Over to the low ground. Oh, the Ravage catches him here. Angel strikes back nicely, throwing out the Ravage to catch out Bone 7. And they make it worth their while, and they grab him as well. Wow, big stuff coming out Union Gaming. And Eternal Envy with that jump in, I don't know, man. Maybe your eyes were a bit hungrier than your stomach, one of those things. Oof.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate that he actually didn't get any bashes on the Witch Doctor, so Witch Doctor was able to channel a full Death Ward onto Eternal Envy.
Fata has to Yules up, swap back, Pilot Eye puts Nightmare in, but puts himself into the ground. And that kind of ends up coming out to nothing as well. Cloud9 getting a bit shaky here in these recent engagements. And Union Gaming are trying their best to take advantage of that, to try to bring this game a bit closer to what was already a very big start for Cloud9. You could see the graph begin to slowly go the other way.
Yeah.
Cloud9 need to kind of shake this all off and recompose if they want to stay strong in this
if
one.
you're Cloud9 right now at this point, you just go mid again, because you saw how much success you had with the previous Death Prophet ultimate. That was only a level 2 ultimate. Death Prophet now level 16, so you're going to have that level 3 exorcism available. You just walk up, click the exorcism, spam the liquid fire, you know, use the spirits to zone, you know, have the threat of Chrono always available to you, and just take down this set of Rex. And it should be fairly uncontested. They know that Ravage is on cooldown, as they did use it to solo kill the THD, so I'm not going to have to deal with that.
This is expected push. Cloud9 have everything they want to make it happen, and Union Gaming don't have a Ravager or anything, and their Angel even gets caught out. Eternal Envy decides not to overcommit for that one. Steps back. The tier 3 is already taken down. They finish off the Tidehunter. Now they put their focus onto the Rax. Fata just kind of dishing out the right clicks, forcing the ghosts out and about to get it done. Self-Fuels is going to throw him up in the meanwhile. Benjaz trying his best as his Razor to enforce and keep back Cloud9. It looks like they will step back, not before Bone 7 gets one last little liquid fire out. But it's enough to keep them back. I guess they get something with taking down the tower, but I'm sure they were hoping to get a bit more out of it.
I think they could have gotten the Rex if Eternal Envy was just a little more patient. You don't have to go in as the Void. I know he's the one position Void, so he probably wants to do more in these fights, but if you just have the Death Prophet hitting the buildings with the Exorcism and Jakiro spamming the Liquid Fire, they can't take a fight without risking clumping up in that Chronosphere. And if you get, you know, a 2 or 3 man Chronosphere, it doesn't even matter if the Death Prophet's caught in it. It's just going to do so much damage with the Exorcism, so I think a little bit of impatience there from Eternal Envy. Probably could have secured them the Rex, but you know, in the end they get a tier 3 tower, they kill the Tide, so not too big of a deal coming out for Cloud9, still with a commanding advantage in this game.
Yeah. Played it a little bit more slow, probably could have got a bit more out of that, but doesn't matter, they still get a bit. So here now Union Gaming, desperate to look for a bounce back kind of a play, while Cloud9 could still go back to more of a slow play style here, as the Roche timer is not going to be that long. If they want, they wait out, get the Aegis, rinse and repeat from what they've already done before, except hopefully this time exclude the couple of misplays that they had previously to allow Union Gaming to bring back a bit more farm. But also with a DD here, oh boy, that makes it all the better here for Cloud9. We'll see if they want to save this one for the potential Roche to come up, or if they just grab it right now and we'll look to make a go in a potential team fight. For now, EE is going to bottle it up and save it and go for this stack farm.
Gonna go ahead and use that double damage. Roche is gonna spawn in 10 seconds, so D9, I imagine the next wave of terror will probably be towards that Roshan to scout it, or he might just walk there.
It's funny to see the different faceless voids build now. We saw TC
Radiant's top
put out his
tower
faceless void
This
earlier.
is definitely
Fury,
the
but
more
this is the
conventional
standard.
build.
Yeah, and then you see this one, which is the standard. Got your BKB, you got your Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, eventually finishing out the Mjolnir, you can get the MKB, you can go Refresher at that point. I believe I've seen EE pull out the Refresher recently, so we'll see.
They actually haven't scouted Roshan yet. I'm pretty sure as soon as they know that it's alive, they'll just go ahead and do it with the Venge and Faceless Void. They probably don't need anything else.
Fanta does have to head back and build up some resources.
Bone
here
7 buys a Dagon.
Yeah, it's a pretty confident grab right there from Bone 7. Feeling pretty good about this game. I don't know. Or do you think you value that much burst and there's a more legitimacy to the Dagon grab?
I mean, I'm sure it's not terrible. It's just not a conventional item. I mean, I think a Shiva's or a Hex is better, but it's not a terrible item choice. I would say it's a Bone 7 item pickup.
Yeah, you're just kind of getting that sense of confidence in the air right now from Cloud9. Feeling pretty good.
The S&Y on Aoi.
Yeah. But I have heard that he's been getting it a lot recently, though. So maybe not as unconventional as it actually looks if you're an Aoi fan. But we'll see as Cloud9 do scout out the Roche now. Just kind of waiting to set the stage. And for Union Gaming, do you just kind of let this happen, or do you think they need to consider imposing their will and making a fight happen with the big blink and ravage. I mean, if they had it their way, Angel's getting pretty close to a refresher ward.
Yeah, they need the refresher, and then they need to smoke and then try to get a blink ravage onto Void, maybe before he's able to pop that BKB. And you get the double ravage off. They have to kill this Void or DP in the ravage, so I think if they're unable to kill one or both of them during that double ravage, this game is very difficult for UG. But at the same time, they have the defensive swaps from Pilot Eye. I actually haven't checked Roche yet, so not knowing that Roche is alive, I imagine that will be C9's next target, and then they'll just move on to the mid-racks.
Could have sworn I saw EE just go in there earlier and scout it out. I figured maybe they were waiting because Fata had to get mana, but well, we'll see it now. Well, they got to. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Uh-oh. You know what they also see? Tidehunter. They get a nice Yules here. Can they take him down and not have to worry about anything? The Pie is going to pull out the swap. Angel now. Frantic, trying to get away from this one. Does not want to be forced to pull out the ult. Owie does commit his, however, and wow, EE even goes for the chrono for that. Well, Benjaz steps in, does go right to the ice path, and now Fata pulls out the exorcism and will hunt him down. BKB already being popped and just has to retreat on out. Union Gaming step back and away from this one, and now C9 make a U-turn, and they're going to go right back towards Roche with the remaining bits of this exorcism. That was interesting.
They actually can't do Roshan because they used the chrono, Tide bot back, so he's now going to have a ravage. Looks like Eternal Envy does pick up a butterfly.
Smoke up here. Oh, Benjaz just decides to start fighting the creeps then, and they're not going to fall through with this potential smoke. And you're right, Cloud, they make the right call. They see the buyback come out. They ditch the idea of doing any sort of Roche. Now they wait here and consider going for a solid defense on the tier 1 as it still stands, but still got 30 seconds before EE is going to have that chrono, but he'll jump in anyway. Jump in BKB, right clicks are good enough for him. That Ravage not going to do a whole lot to Eternal Envy, but that Death Ward sure will. Pushes him back a little bit. Now they get the Yules here on Nightmare. Nightmare trying to run away from this one, and well, the Astral is going to kind of help run him down. Fata wanted to pick up that kill, and meanwhile, Yules, timed out BKB, is going to avoid the Ice Path. The TP will allow this TA to get on out.
And now I expect them to just walk towards that Roche pit. Get the Aegis onto Eternal.
Not walk, they'll blink. Sorry.
Fly. Fly, blink.
Do what you got to do.
Fury.
Get to Roche now. Finish it off. And it's going down pretty dang quick. Holy crap.
Leisurely walk. Sprint like Elder
Jog.
Titan.
Strut.
Has fallen to the
I guess Elder... What would you call Elder
Prince.
Titan?
He, like,
He's walking really
stomps.
fast.
I don't know. Fucking shit. Fucking. He always looks so angry when he walks, dude.
He actually does. Especially when he's walking that fast. Look at him.
It's like when, yeah. It's like when it's like you get into bed and you rest, and then you forgot to, like, you had to put the trash out front, and you just had to get up in the middle of the night and walk out. Got fucking trash I left on the fucking sidewalk. I gotta go get it in. Yeah. Pretty angry walk right there, but probably not feeling too angry. Cloud9 is looking pretty dang good in this series. With this win, they can move on to match point here against Union Gaming in a best of 3. They win that one. They go into the final to face Sna. So, going step by step right now to get closer to that 300K prize pool. Lots of money on the line. And Cloud9.
And a trip to China.
And a trip to China, which Cloud9, I don't know. Very indifferent about that and previous trips, it seems. But here we go. Yules, Ice Path, Daiko. Whoa, there's that Dagon. Blasts him down immediately. That Elder Titan adding that extra bit of amp sweetness. Now Benjaz caught out under the chrono. With the help of the exorcism and right clicks from EE, they make quick work of Benjaz. And now EE eating a lot of damage. His first life is going to be spent. Faceless Void will come back. They've already cleaned out that Rax with the aid of the exorcism and everyone else right clicking it down. And Cloud9 can walk away with their heads held pretty high at this point. For this game is looking pretty much in the books.
Yeah. And UG at this point, it's so difficult to take these team fights. And yeah, Angel actually just completely abandons the idea of ever finishing her. Fisher just goes for a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah. Heartbreaking. So close yet so far from having it. And I glance over to see what's happening with TA, and she is pretty much dead. Swap back now even on Nightmare. Cloud9 just kind of taking Union Gaming and shoving their noses into the curb at this point, as they just kind of clean house right now and say, this is my base. This is my base now. It's Cloud9 base. My America division. Because they easily will clean out Union Gaming in game number 1. Union Gaming Gonna have to try to
Radiant's bottom tower is
shake
under
this
attack.
one off and come back in game number 2 if they
Radiant's
want
bottom
to
tower
stay
has
alive in
fallen.
this tournament.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
They're
Coming to
persistent,
America, stealing our jobs.
though. Yeah.
Radiant's
Terrible.
bottom barracks has fallen.
I'm sure they're feeling pretty good though. Oh, ice path, sleep, jump forward. Eternal Envy has the chrono, but the Ravage does come out at a pretty good time, and Envy will get stunned briefly, but it's not going to be enough to help this fight. Now they're eating up a pretty good cask, but
Radiant's middle
yeah,
tower
they're going to make
is
it go
under
over here.
attack.
They're trying to catch up. It's Cloud9 still continuing to clean out everyone. 4 go down, 5 go down, 5-man takedown. The GG is now going to be called Union Gaming. They've had enough.
Yep.
And we can't even see the finish of the game, guys. Jesus Christ. One person DCs, it auto pauses, everyone starts quickly DCing.
Radiant's middle
We have to
tower
wait
is under attack.
for the timer to go off before we can have our celebration, FRL. I'm feeling like this is
Oh
pretty
no, it was
anticlimactic.
canceled.
This is pretty anticlimactic.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh
Please.
my gosh. Can we just get our explosion, please? It's just...
Teal leave
Oh my
immediately.
god. This is just... Please.
Alright.
It's not gonna
Now
happen.
we're gonna have it. No, it is.
Is it happening?
They
Are
all
you
left.
sure? Please. Awie's the same way. He's like, it just doesn't feel right if I don't see it.
Well, no, I mean, for tournaments, what if
It goes in the
Cloud9 all
books.
disconnected? Yeah.
Why did the timer get denied?
It should happen because they all left.
Oh my
Radiant's
god.
top tower is
This
under
is just
attack.
getting dragged on. It's like a dead
Alright,
animal
they're actually
being
just
pulled
gonna
through the
fix
streets.
the
Look at
buildings.
this. What have they done?
Alright,
They
excellent.
didn't. Someone canceled it and then DC'd.
Radiant's middle
Wow,
tower.
very nice.
Radiant's middle tower.
Alright, this
has
is why you
fallen.
don't cancel your GG.
Yeah. Not cool, but hey. Whatever. Now we're going to get our ending. There we go. Yay, FRL. We've done it.
Excellent.
All right. Anyways, Cloud9 finally get the official win. Cloud9 victory right there. Union Gaming, they get it. Well, we got another game. It's a best of 3. Let's see now. Union Gaming, they can bounce back. Cloud9, they take this next win. They move on to the finals to face Snot tomorrow. Same time. More crazy hours for the I-League here, but it's America Division, baby, and we'll be back in just a moment. Catch myself on Twitter at CoddleGuy. Catch him over at FWorld Dota. See you later, folks.